Okay, everyone, I'm so excited today because I am joined by Erin Moriarty and Stuart Gatt talking about their new film, Catching Dust. How you guys doing today?
So good.
Good, thank you.
Excited to be here. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I really love this film so much. And my first question is for you, Erin, with Gina's marriage and like trailer, like a
Mhm.
prison in this film. Is this one of those films you kind of had to like detach and take a deep breath after filming every day?
You know what? I am grateful to say that that was just like that's just a byproduct of the dynamic that I had with the rest of the cast, with Stuart and the crew, because the day would end, and I just love this group of people so much that that did it for me. Oftentimes, we have to have our own little rituals to take a character off at the end of the day, especially if it's intense. And it's interesting. I was talking to Helen Hunt for Interview Magazine about this recently, and she said that one of the ways she tapped out of a character was, those rings that they're Irish rings. They have the heart.
Feather.
Yeah, the heart would be facing outward when she was working, and then she'd turn it around to face inward when she wasn't. So I feel like
Oh.
usually I do little like, and I heard that and I was like, that's brilliant. And then I realized, okay, yeah, we often have these little ways that we need to like turn off a character. Now, the good news is she had an accent, and that really helps me to like take that off. That made me feel like Aaron again. It's not always the case. And then I had this cast and this crew, but that part was just like, it was such a lovely and positive experience. And which is interesting because it was so emotional, but it made the emotional part even more lovely because it meant that the character was being, I hope, like I was at least doing her justice. And the more enjoyable the experience is, the more I want it to turn out well for everyone, because it's such a personal experience, this film. So basically, these guys did the job for me.
Yeah, no, that's an incredible answer. And I love that it actually shows the accent helps in that way too. I would never have thought of that.
Mm.
Now, Stuart, I was wondering, because you're the writer and director of this film, do you personally value visual storytelling or storytelling on the page more when you're making a film like this?
I don't think you can separate them really. I've got to be honest. You've got to know when the right moment is to lean into one or the other. And sometimes you don't always get it right, but I think we got the balance as close to right on this film as we could have. There was a lot of challenges because we've got four characters in one location effectively. So I think visual storytelling definitely had to be leaned into more than usual. But yeah, I think they're both so intrinsically linked. They're part of the same tapestry.
Mm.
Yeah, no, and I think you see that in the film that both of them work together so well and gel.
Thank you.
Erin, your character Gina, she
Mhm.
paints. Do you paint in real life? You have a preference? Finger paint, watercolor?
Finger painting. I used to paint actually. I'm sad that I don't still paint, and I should have picked up painting after this film. But my dad is a beautiful oil painter and always has. And so he kind of taught me to have an outlet of some type of creative catharsis, or maybe it's not creative, maybe it's academic, but something that allows you to feel satisfaction, that you catalyze yourself, that you don't rely on others to get satisfaction out of something, right? And with acting, it's not a meritocracy. And also, you can work really hard on something and it doesn't yield the results you want. Usually, hopefully, the role means enough and you get enough out of the role to get that satisfaction. But the point being is, I don't find it through painting, and I would actually like to, and it's a good reminder. And but in other ways that like a lot of artists or creatives wouldn't normally think of, but like I do believe in the concept of exerting energy into an area for yourself, just for yourself, and getting satisfaction out of it. Just once again, not external satisfaction or validation, but intrinsically motivated satisfaction is imperative, especially when you're doing something like acting.
Yeah, no, that's another great lesson. A lot of wisdom here, Aaron. I love it.
Mhm.
Everybody, check out Catching Dust in theaters and on demand tomorrow. Stuart, Aaron, thank you so much for joining me. Hope to talk to you in the future.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thanks,
Take care.
guys.